Hi, welcome to today's feature update for Bridge Operator Console for RingCentral. This is the November 1st update. There is a new feature to allow selective queue sign in and sign out. That'll be located under the Tools menu and Queues. This will allow selective sign out. So for example, if I wanted to be signed out of the Acme Inc. queue, I can click this toggle button, wait till this is done, and then I will see the new reflected status. I am now signed out of the Acme call queue. So calls coming to that queue will not ring this user, Melissa Wend. Sign in, similar process, click it, wait for the process to finish, and then it should reflect the updated status here. We've added a feature for users using our caller ID push share notification. That's this icon here, the screen pop call. In the settings, if you configure a URL to pass the current selected call's caller ID and or name to, this would allow you to open a web page and pass those parameters along to it. So it could do something like a lookup in your CRM, the user that is calling, and have that information displayed automatically. What we've added is an inclusion of this URL with the current call selected on both our Park For and call waiting for you to be transferred notifications that we send out. Now this will work in both the RingCentral app as well as Microsoft Teams if you're a Microsoft Teams user. And what that notification will look like on the parked call, you'll now have an additional section here that says show caller details. And you see when we hover on it, it has those phone and name parameters that are passed from the Bridge Operator Console when a call is parked for this user. So regardless of what the caller ID looks like once they pick it up on the other end, if they dial a park position or something like that, the actual caller ID will be sent along in this URL so they can easily look up the information even before they take the call. Another new feature is we have added rules-based notifications. So in the license portal, if we look up a user, say Melissa Went in this case, we'll have a new section down here that lets us add a notification rule, and then we can delete or view existing notification rules here. In this case, I have made 4 rules, 2 for each queue. When the call threshold reaches 1 caller waiting, so it'll notify me anytime there's a call in there, I have 1 pushing a notification to a RingCentral GLIP webhook. So this will notify the particular team that has that webhook in it in the RingCentral application. And I've also created a matching one using the connectors in Microsoft Teams to do the same thing and attach a webhook there. So both my RingCentral and my Microsoft Teams will receive a webhook alert when this call threshold is reached in each one of these queues. So what that looks like on the client side of things is if I go into this team, you'll see here is one of those notifications. When the demo call has reached its threshold of 1 call, which is any call, it shows me a list of the callers, and it gives me a link to the RingCentral service web where I could assign additional users into that current call queue to help with volume. And that's the idea behind it. So if I'm a call supervisor and I want to be alerted when there are more than 4 calls waiting here, this is how I can do it. And the system will automatically send me an alert from Melissa Went's client when that notification is triggered. So being that we don't have a centralized server and this all works with data at the edge, if you do have people that are shift workers or something like that, somebody works for 8 hours and somebody works for 8 hours on the same computer, and you want the same notifications, you'd want to duplicate those rules for the users that are on at that particular time. So if that doesn't make any sense, you can always reach out to our support team and they can help you get things configured as well. So these are the feature updates that are available in November 1st with Bridge Communications for RingCentral. Thank you. Have a great day.